Today I'm going to show you how I created this whimsical landscape, and I'm also going to share some tips on how to achieve the illusion of depth in landscape drawings. My name is Trisha. Welcome to my channel. Let's get started. One thing to remember when we draw landscapes is that the paper we are drawing is flat. As artists, we need to create the illusion of depth and distance, especially if we are drawing from imagination. This landscape drawing is going to have a river running through the middle of this image, so that is a great opportunity to create the illusion of depth. As you can see here, I'm drawing two curvy lines starting somewhere in the middle of the page. These curvy lines start by being very close to each other, and then they become wider as we approach the bottom of the page. So what I am applying here is the linear perspective technique. So understanding linear perspective is very important when drawing from imagination, which is the case of this whimsical drawing here. Linear perspective drawings have at least one vanishing point on the horizon. Parallel lines, such as the lines in this river, appear to converge at this point as they recede into the distance, even though in reality they are parallel. Another technique to show distance in your drawing refers to size variety. So for example, here you can see that these trees that are in the background are much smaller than the ones in the foreground. This would be the same for any object that you put it in your drawing. If you have buildings in your drawing, the building in the foreground would be much larger than the ones in the background. If you have people in your drawing, the person in the foreground of the drawing would be much bigger than those that are in the background, and so on. So this is a very easy way to create the illusion of depth and distance. Another way to create depth in your drawings is to use overlapping technique. Overlapping means that objects in front appear closer to the viewer and those partially hidden seems to be further away. The more you use overlapping method, the better. As you can see here in this drawing, all these trees are overlapping each other. So these are just a few tricks to represent depth and distance in an image. This is a whimsical drawing, so I didn't use many other techniques that I could apply to create the illusion of depth. If I wanted my drawing to look very realistic, I could use other techniques as well. Some of those other techniques are contrast and details. So this means the objects in the foreground would have more contrast and more details than the ones in the background. The ones in the background sometimes can be a little blurry and not well defined, and the ones in the front would be very defined. Another way to show depth is to add a horizon line in your landscape drawing, because that also helps to create the illusion of depth. In this drawing here, I have a horizon line, although it's very, very small. You can also use colors to show depth in your image. You can paint the objects in the foreground with vibrant colors, and the ones in the background a little more bluish. So that will also create the illusion of depth. If you'd like to learn more techniques to create the illusion of depth and distance, please let me know in the comments and I will be glad to create another video to go over those other ways to show depth and distance. I'm adding some shading to this drawing. I'm not going to do a lot of shading here because I'm planning on painting with watercolor paint anyway. I'm using a 005 Pigma micron pen for this drawing. I'm using the hatching technique in this drawing on anything that is going to have shadows. So under the trees, on the ground near the houses, on the sides of the river, and under the bridge. So now we are moving on to the trees. Here I'm using the stippling technique. That is to build up shading and texture with small dots. Changing the density and spacing of the dots creates different light values and depth effects. The light source in this image is the moonlight, so some areas of the trees are going to be highlighted and other areas of the trees are going to be much darker because there will be not light shining on them. So these are the areas that I'm using the stippling technique. Now I'm adding a little more texture here for the trunks of the trees and maybe a few more shaded areas under the bridge by the steps, and then we're done. And here's the result. So now we'll start the second phase of this drawing, which is painting with watercolors. I'm using cerulean blue. When we are using watercolors, we kind of have to be a little fast. If we don't, the paint dries up too quickly. Unless you wet the entire paper before you start the painting, which was not the case here. But I'm going to make this sky much darker, so I'm going to come back again with a much darker tone of blue. The sketchbook that I'm using is a watercolor sketchbook, and it's a good quality paper. The quality of the paper is more important than the quality of your paint, which is weird, but that's how it is. Uh, it's very important that you use watercolor paper and that the paper is of a good quality. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it, but it's good to have something that can hold a lot of water. Certain papers don't hold a lot of water, and that makes the process a little more difficult and sometimes even frustrating. So, if you can, invest in good quality paper. It was very satisfying creating this drawing and creating this image, and then even mixing these colors together for this whimsical art. I think that being creative is very beneficial. Drawing and painting is an activity that is suitable for all ages, and its primary focus should always be on the process and not the final product. As kids, we often created drawings based on our imagination without any worries about being perfect. But many of us stop drawing as adults. I think it's possible to go back to drawing at any time. In fact, it's never too late to start again. So if you feel inspired, pick up your pencils and just start drawing. It's such an enjoyable activity. Don't worry about being perfect, just start drawing. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you feel that this video adds any value to you, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please subscribe because it would help me a lot to grow my channel so I can continue creating videos like this. Well, we are almost at the end of this drawing demonstration. After painting the trees, I also enhanced the colors with watercolor pencils, and I also painted the houses and added some more shade on the grass. For the stars in the sky, I used metallic watercolor paint. If you want to watch more videos about whimsical art, I suggest watching the next video coming up, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.